Hi, my name is Clarissa Peters, and I'm doing my persuasive speech on school uniforms and my thoughts about how I don't think that schools necessarily need uniforms. Um, School uniforms are something that puts a dent in growing as a teen and even a preteen. I know that these years are years in your life where you have to figure out the kind of style that you want to express yourself with. Um, I have a lot of personal thoughts about this topic, and I have collected a lot of information that I think will help persuade you on my thoughts about this subject. I know personally, in my preteen years and even teenage years, that was everybody's worst fears to get school uniforms because once you got school uniforms, you weren't allowed to wear the clothes that you wore daily. So it didn't allow you to show yourself and show your type of style you have. I think schools that make students wear uniforms are not allowing them to create their own style and are causing families to spend more money on clothing than necessary. I think school uniforms are just making parents spend more money when they could be spending that money on daily clothing that you could buy in a variety and an abundant. One of my main things that concern me is not being able to express yourself at that age. That's the age where you find your look. I know that in your preteen years, your look then could be different in your teen years. I know that in my preteen years, the look was athletic, long shorts, and I think I transitioned out of that look in high school and got like a more mature look. And, if I had a school uniform at my school, I don't think that I would have figured out that transition. I think it would have delayed it. And Tatiana Jeter wrote an article called School Uniforms Limit Students' Freedom of Expression. And she put school uniforms may delay transition into adulthood. And I think that's true because let's say you have a uniform all throughout your school years. In your preteen years, you will never figure out your style, really. So when you get to your high school years, you never really were allowed to find that. So as an adult, you've skipped 2 stages of your life, so you really don't know what you're comfortable in or the look that you want to show the world that you have. And I know that they think that expressing your thoughts and your thoughts on life are through clothing. And I think that they think that's disturbing kids and causing behavioral things. And Lee Rowland of ACCLU of Nevada wrote, students' expressions on clothing generally does not disrupt class. And I agree. I think that expressing oneself isn't something that should be a problem in school. And this goes to finding clothes that make you comfortable. If you're not comfortable in clothing, how are you supposed to be comfortable in school? I know that when I was in school, the clothes that I wanted to wear were the clothes that I could sit in for 8 hours a day and not have to be uncomfortable sitting in school. This goes on to not being able to be who you want to be. I know that uniforms, like I said, don't allow you to express oneself. They are pretty much making you dress like someone you're not. And I know, like I said, the look for me in my preteen years was athletic, and a lot of girls like the tomboy look. And school uniforms don't allow girls to have that look or even transition out of that look. And I know that a lot of thoughts for girls for uniforms, school uniforms, are skirts, and not a lot of girls wear skirts. Um, and that goes on to talk about the cost of uniforms. Dennis, oh, Dennis, Mary Dennis Orday wrote an essay called "School Uniforms Costs Force Families to Go into Debt." And she says that 13% are getting into debt. 1 in 6 families said that they can't buy their essentials because of the cost of school uniforms. And that's a big thing because you have to buy, I mean, you don't necessarily have to buy 5 days worth of school uniforms, but it's going to be really inconvenient if you buy, 2 days worth of uniforms and you have to rewash them. That also wears them out, so that meaning that you have to buy them sooner. And Tatia Jeter from the article "School Uniforms Limit Students' Freedom of Expression" also said that for logos, a lot of private schools ask students to put the logos on their shirts, and that costs $15 per shirt. And that's not including the shirt or the outfit. That's just the logo. And it's just, that just puts a whole different negative towards school uniforms, because cost is a big thing. Not a lot of families can afford these types of things. And I mean, a lot of these private schools cost a lot of money anyways. So if you're going to a private school that has to allow uniforms, then that just puts more of a dent into your budget. And I just think that school uniforms would not help kids express themselves, and it wouldn't help parents save money either. I just feel that your kids would thank you in the end for not allowing them to have to wear uniforms.